Don't. Don't is a contraction we hear all too much. As a child, it was all I heard. Don't play with this, don't touch that, don't go here, etc. It was my father's favorite word. As I grew older, I stopped taking it seriously. I realized if I did what my father told me not to, everything would turn out better than expected, by both him and I. Yet he continued to say it, I suppose by force of habit. At the age of 18 years old, he gave me a necklace. He said that it belonged to my late mother, and at both of their requests, I was not to have it until I was 18. It was simple enough, a gold heart locket with a rose engraved on the front. He warned me never to take off, or rather don't take it off was what he said. I never expected I would take it off, because it was so beautiful and reminded me of my mother. I wore it everywhere, even to bed and in the shower. As you would expect, one day it disappeared. Devastation filled my heart, followed by confusion. How could it have been lost? I went to bed wearing it last night, and this morning it's vanished. I did not tell my father, as I knew it would crush him. This was the biggest mistake I have ever made. Needless to say, I could not sleep that night. The atmosphere of the room felt cold and unwelcoming. The other problem was that my ears started ringing. Not the type you experience after a loud concert, or after your ears pop, however. It sounded like a high-pitched moaning. I put in earplugs, and it stopped. Finally I fell asleep, but it was not peaceful. I consistently woke in a sweat during the night, at least 5 times. There were no dreams I could remember to help me figure out why. When I finally decided to stop trying for sleep, I went for a walk. The moment I stepped outside, I felt worse. Yes, it was dark out because it was 2 in the morning. But I have never seen such a pitch black sky in my life. The moon and stars did not exist. I brought a lighter with me, so I could have a cigarette and try to calm down. The lighter would not catch. I supposed it was out, so I ran back and got matches. Once outside, I tried them. They did not work either. After this, I noticed not just the sky was pitch black. Everything was. I could not see a thing. It was as if I was standing inside of a 4-walled room that was painted black. That is the last thing I remember. I awoke in my bed at 8 o'clock, as I had class at 10 a.m. I was too tired to notice my father was standing over my bed. He screamed, and this is when I noticed him. This scream sounded as if a banshee was being burned with acid. It was the ringing I had heard earlier. This went on for about 10 minutes, as I stayed there paralyzed. This was not due to fear. He cocked his head to the side and smiled. Then he started melting, like a candle that has been lit. Well, melting, he said, I told you. I told you don't take it off. Now, you'll die like your mother. With that, the melting thing I called my father walked to my side of the bed. I saw the black again. The blackest of blacks was all I could see, along with my candle of a father. He, or rather it, said, look what you've done. You took the light from his world. Just like your mother. I lived inside of him, I was his evil. I cursed everyone he ever loved. And that lock protected them, until they doubted him enough to take it off. Except you. I took it off you myself because I was strong enough. I took him over, and he is no more. You're mine. Headline. Home Tribune News: Father and daughter found dead. Tim and Shelley Norbin were found dead in their home Tuesday night, at 12 a.m. In place of ears they had gaping holes filled with blood and brain matter. There is no current cause of death. Even suicide cannot be considered as their bodies were deflated. It was as if someone had sucked the life out of them. George Posse found the bodies and stated, they were such good people, and dearest friends of mine. I plan to continue Tim's legacy, as I consider myself almost exactly like him, although maybe I have a darker sense of humor. For more scary stories, subscribe and we will deliver you stories that will leave you with no sleep.